Welcome to a brand new edition of the Poke Report. We are inside Gallagher-Iba Arena. I'm Curtis Quillen.
And I'm Amelia Henderson. We have a jam-packed show coming up for you this week. But let's start things off with some football. Last week, the Cowboys were in Lubbock, where they were looking to continue their undefeated season. Let's go to Carson Colvin for more on last week's game.
Halloween, the Pokes in Lubbock take on the Red Raiders. Before the game, Mike Gundy took to Twitter to thank Tech Athletics for its support of Stillwater amidst the tragedy that happened only a week prior. Gundy's squad was prepared for a shootout was quick to come. After getting down 17-0, the Cowboys would fire back with this touchdown pass from Austin Hayes to Blake Jarwin with 4:25 left in the first quarter. The trick play worked, but the celebration was short-lived. The Red Raiders' Jakeem Grant torched the OSU defense. He compiled 13 receptions for 178 yards, along with this 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. The Pokes entered the half down, trailing 38-28.
You know, it's a lot of hard work at practice. We went through it to play a great team as Texas Tech. You know, they were ready for us, we were ready for them, so we just had to do what we had to do to win this game.
Oklahoma State opened the second half strong, with Jalen McCluskey returning this punt 68 yards to help the Cowboys pull within 3.
He's got some room. McCluskey with a very nice move. Has a lot of blockers down in front of the sideline. Needs one more block. He'll cut back and score.
Raymond Taylor put the Pokes up by 4 with 1:49 left in the third quarter, weaving in and out of the Tech defense for the score. The battle went back and forth. J.W. Walsh had a fantastic outing. One score coming off of this 1-yard TD run to put the Pokes up 49-45. OSU wideout James Washington had a career night, compiling 4 receptions for 200 yards and 2 TDs, this his second of the game. The Cowboys ended the game with this interception, returned for a touchdown. Pokes win 70-53. For the Poke Report, I'm Carson Colvin.
The Cowboys got a huge win over the Red Raiders, but there was plenty of excitement elsewhere when we go around the Big 12. West Virginia was in Fort Worth Thursday to play the Horned Frogs, but showing up, well, that just doesn't win games. TCU scored early and often. Trevon Boykin flips into the end zone here in the first quarter. Then Boykin strikes again, throwing to Josh Dotson from 9 yards out. TCU stays undefeated. They beat the Mountaineers 40-10.
In Ames, the Cyclones hosted Texas and put on a show for the home crowd. Iowa State quarterback Joel Lanning finds Dondre Daly in the back corner of the end zone. The Cyclones shut out Texas 24-0.
Up in Lawrence, it didn't take long for the Sooners to topple Kansas. Baker Mayfield hooks up with Joe Mixon on a 68-yard score, and, well, game's basically over at that point. OU wins 62-7. Mayfield finishes with 383 yards through the air, including 4 touchdowns.
Today will be the toughest task for the Cowboys so far this season as the undefeated Horned Frogs come to Stillwater for a battle of the unbeatens. Jared Stafford gives us a closer look at what to expect from today's game.
2 ranked and undefeated teams will meet in Stillwater this Saturday for the first time since 2009, but that was the season opener for the Cowboys. It's 2015, and the most decisive games of the Big 12 schedule are upon us, and the 8th-ranked TCU Horned Frogs are in town. Let's look at some of the areas the Cowboys should focus on to gain an advantage and pull the upset. The Horned Frogs rank 2nd in the nation in total offense and 4th in passing offense. Heisman hopeful Trevon Boykin will look to light it up with the leading receiver in the nation, Josh Dotson. This may pose a big challenge for the OSU secondary, but cornerback Ramon Richards seems to have faith in his team and his coaches.
They have an explosive offense. They have great running backs, great quarterback. They have a great receiving core. But at the end of the day, they're another football team that we're going to execute a game plan for and that we're going to prepare for.
If Mason Rudolph can match the play of Boykin, the Cowboys will have a chance to keep pace, as the likes of receivers James Washington and David Glidden have proved to be weapons for the Pokes. However, the Cowboys rank just 96th in the nation in rushing this season. Offensive coordinator Mike Yursich is going to need more balance from his offense to help edge out the Frogs.
The most important thing is that we come off the ball and within the run game, run hard and make the extra guy miss, block well on a perimeter, and secure the football.
The real advantage for the Pokes may be on the defensive side of the ball. Tied for 2nd in the nation in sacks and 8th in fumble recoveries, the formidable defensive line should look to disrupt the backfield early and often to try and take control of the game. Defensive end Emmanuel Ogba recognizes he has a tall task getting after Boykin.
keep him contained. Whatever you can do, make him throw from the pocket. Don't make him scramble around, because when he's scrambling around, stuff happens. You know, he's really good with his feet.
The Cowboys are also top 15 in the nation in turnover margin. With such potent offenses, a late turnover could be the deciding factor in this showdown. Oklahoma State may be the underdog, but they certainly pose a threat to the Horned Frogs. Look for a shootout at Boone Pickens Stadium. For the Poke Report, I'm Jared Stafford.
Pistols firing. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
Women's basketball started the season in high-scoring fashion, putting up an insane 122 points in an exhibition against East Central University. For more on the team, we go 365 with Matt McGann.
After tipping off the 2015-2016 season against East Central College on Sunday, the Cowgirl basketball team looks ready to make a run toward a fourth straight tourney appearance. Even though it was technically an exhibition, that didn't stop the Cowgirls from dropping 122, which included shooting 73% for the game. So before OSU starts its non-exhibition schedule on the 13th, let's take a quick look back on how they fared last year. Coming off a Sweet 16 appearance, the Cowgirls started last year ranked in the polls at 21. After going 10-1 in non-conference play, the Cowgirls were streaky playing against the Big 12 Conference.
Every game's a sense of urgency in this league, especially after you've dropped 2 at home and haven't played particularly well.
In the middle of its conference schedule, OSU was stuck in a 4-game losing streak until junior Brittany Martin put the team on her back against Iowa State.
Shot 8-footer, she got it.
We didn't put ourselves in a good spot, so I think every game counts for us. From now on, we need to win majority of the rest of the games to even think about the tournament.
This would propel OSU to a 5-game winning streak to save their Big 12 season and would finish an even 500 for conference play. The Cowgirls had an end of regular season record of 19-10, and after falling to Baylor in the Big 12 semifinals for the 3rd straight year, the Cowgirls were hoping for an at-large bid to get in the NCAA tourney.
How was it this year waiting for the announcement compared to other years?
Well, I think we did better this year as opposed to, last year. So I was excited to see where we were going to go. I guess I knew we were going to go somewhere good this year.
I feel good. I think it's we get another chance to make that statement and get out there again. So it's kind of good. And plus we're playing in Florida, so I think it's pretty good.
I think it'll be a good run again. They're a pretty good team, so we'll see how we match up with them.
There was some doubt, and the kids hung in there, and we got better as the season progressed and finished strong, and I'm proud of what they've accomplished.
The Cowgirls managed to get in as a 10 seed, and it was a first-round rematch facing 7 seed Florida Gulf Coast, who the Cowgirls defeated the year before in the first round in overtime. However, it was a different outcome this time, and the Eagles defeated OSU 75-67 to end the Cowgirls season. Brittany Martin picked up several accolades at the end of the season, including unanimous first-team All-Big 12 selection and All-Region selection. She also received an All-American honorable mention.
Hold off the glass in the end.
Well, that's a good take.
So now, on to this year. The Cowgirls lost Liz Donahoe, who started every game of her 4-year career and was a 4-time All-Big 12 honorable mention, and they lost LaShawn Jones, who both saw 89 wins on the court together, which ranks as the winningest 4-year stretch in school history. So how do the Cowgirls replace such important cogs to their system? Let's start with Texas Association Basketball Coaches Class 5A Player of the Year, Carly Wheeler. Wheeler received 4 straight All-State selections, 3 district MVPs, and was a 2015 McDonald's All-American nominee. Gentry Holt and Latasha Jones round out the freshmen. Both were rated by ESPN Hoop Girls as top 20 players at their positions. Lastly, there is transfer Alana Simon. Simon is a 2-time transfer who averaged over 21 points and 9 boards for Chabot College. The Cowgirls start non-exhibition play with 9 of their first 10 at home, and they're first on the 13th as they take on Lamar. For the Poke Report, I'm Matt McGann.
Tournament season has arrived, and it starts with OSU soccer at the Big 12 Championships this week. We go back to Matt McGann, but this time for some soccer.
OSU soccer had a busy week traveling to Norman to end its regular season and then to Kansas City to play West Virginia in the first round of the Big 12 tournament. Let's start with this past Friday when the Cowgirls had their last BEDLAM matchup of the year, and it was a tale of 2 halves. Oklahoma State dominated the first half as they outshot the Sooners 8-4, including an Allie Stevenson goal in the 30th minute to put the Cowgirls up 1-0. However, the second half did not bounce the Cowgirls' way. In a span of 2.5 minutes, OU put 2 in the back of the net, and that proved to be the difference as OSU lost 2-1.
Tonight we got out hustled and outworked in the second half. They did a good job of winning a lot of 50-50s, winning a lot of headers. They won a lot of knockdowns. There was about a 25-minute spell at the beginning of the second half where you could sense the goal coming.
Oklahoma State would move on to the Big 12 tourney as they would face number 1 seed and number 2 team in the country, West Virginia.
We got the number 1 seed in this round, so it's definitely going to be a hard game, but we showed that we could play with them in our last game.
It was an intense late-game battle where both teams would get the opportunity to take the lead late in the game. OSU had an opportunity slip away after a penalty kick in the 70th minute was saved, and then the Mountaineers would rattle off 2 quick goals 10 minutes later, less than 2 minutes apart. Yet the Cowgirls continued to fight, as a penalty kick in the 80th minute was buried by Allie Stevenson. However, it was too little too late, and the Cowgirls dropped another close one 2-1 as this would end their 2015 campaign.
Disappointed in the result because clearly we wanted to win and extend our season. However, I can't fault our team's effort. We did everything but win.
The Cowgirls now will wait for the NCAA selection show to determine if they will play in this year's tournament or not. For the Poke Report, I'm Matt McGann.
The Poke Report would like to send a quick congratulations to Cowgirl Soccer's Allie Stevenson, Natalie Calhoun, and Courtney DK for earning all Big 12 accolades. Also, forward Marlo Zoller made the all Big 12 freshman team.
When we come back, we'll catch you up on what's going on around OSU. We sit down with one of our Cowboy football players and we get to know some of the OSU cheer squad. We have all of that and more coming up on the Poke Report. Don't go away.
Are you looking for the right gear to support your Cowboys, but are unsure of where to begin? Maybe you're looking for a shirt or a hat, or a sweatshirt, or perhaps you're looking for just some OSU souvenirs to liven up your home or workspace. Whatever your need is, Hall of Fame Book Trader has you covered. With a large selection of Poke apparel, every member of the family is sure to find what they need. So why hassle with anywhere else? Come by Hall of Fame Book Trader today and let us set you up in America's brightest orange.
Welcome back to the Poke Report. I'm Curtis Quillen.
And I'm Amelia Henderson. The Big 12 Cross Country Championships ended with the Pokes hoisting not 1, but 2 trophies. The men's and women's teams dominated the competition, and not to mention this was the first Big 12 title for the women and the 8th in a row for the men.
Cowgirl Equestrian knocked off Baylor 13-7 on Halloween, and they've now moved up to number 4 in the rankings.
Men's tennis has now had a doubles team in the finals at 3 straight tournaments after Durance Mendoza and Nathan Ropert did so over the weekend.
Every game day, thousands of OSU fans fill the seats at Boone Pickens Stadium cheering on the Cowboys. But for some, cheering on the field is their life and how they've made a name for themselves. Megan Bordeo takes us inside the life of a cheer-lebrity.
Hard work, family, and faith is what Whitney Love says got her to where she's at today. The 22-year-old Oklahoma State cheerleader grew up in Lexington, Kentucky, where she was one of 6 kids. Coming from a family of gymnasts, she started gymnastics and dance at an early age, but she decided to try something new at the age of 9, cheerleading. The transition was easy for Love. Her competitiveness and drive is what helped her become successful in all-star cheer. Her strengths lie in almost everything, but she is most known for her tumbling, which only makes sense considering her mom, Debbie Love, is a famous tumbling coach. Love was the first female to ever land a standing double full. But never did she think that she would become as famous as she has.
It was a really hard process, and it was a journey because we had to really condition our body and in a specific way to reach that goal. And then people began to want to take pictures with her and things like that, and the cheer-lebrity word was then coined.
Love is widely known as a cheer-lebrity, a term that she's not a fan of but accepts. A cheer-lebrity is someone who is known for their skills and or the gym or school they cheer for. The young girls have hundreds of thousands of followers who keep up with their every move. Whether they post a photo of themselves cheering, hanging out with friends, or even just a picture of their meal, they can expect to get thousands and thousands of likes and comments. With over 500,000 followers, OSU cheerleader Carly Manning could be considered the queen of cheer-lebrities. Manning has been featured in Teen Vogue, on ABC Nightline, and on multiple websites such as The Business Insider and The Wire. Manning's presence on the squad has drawn even more attention to a program that is known for being the best and recruiting the best. The OSU cheer program is composed of an all-girl, small co-ed, and large co-ed team. Large Co-ed has won the past 4 national championships and hopes to win a 5th this year. They are known for their difficult stunts and powerful tumbling. Guys and girls all over the world want to be a part of the program, and at competitions and games, fans are quick to ask for a picture with one of the many cheerlebrities within the OSU program. While she might be in the spotlight, it hasn't gone to Love's head.
Being a role model, I think, is a better word for it, not necessarily a cheerlebrity, because if you associate a cheerleader with a celebrity, well, no one looks up to a celebrity for good things, really, and really it's just a role model.
It's easy to see how talented and loved she is, so why did she choose Oklahoma State and not other powerhouse programs like Kentucky or Louisville? She fell in love with OSU's cheer program, school, people, and the home atmosphere, and it was only right that her little sister would follow in her steps. Brittany Love is Whitney's younger sister. She joined the OSU Large Co-ed squad last year with her sister, putting them on the same team for the first time since 2010.
I'm definitely so thankful that I got to have these 2 years with her. It's really helped me in adjusting to college, having her here and being 13 hours away from home.
Not only is Brittany Whitney's sister, but she too is a cheerlebrity with over 26,000 followers on Instagram. Mama Love says that although her daughters are in the spotlight, she always reminds them that their gifts are God-given, which keeps them level-headed. As Whitney's time at OSU comes to an end, she is reminded just how lucky she has been to attend this university.
OSU has formed me into the woman that I'm supposed to be, whereas I came here as, a girl, and I was very inexperienced in life and dealing with people and any controversies and stuff, and I've just grown up a whole lot here, so it's taught me more about life than anything.
For the Poke Report, I'm Megan Bordeo.
The basketball team spends countless hours together on the court, but just how well do they know each other off the court? Lucas Messina joined some of the OSU players in this version of How Well Do You Know Your Teammate?
What's up, guys? I'm Lucas Messina here with Leighton Hammond, Jeff Carroll, best friends off the court, so we're going to see how well they know each other in this week's edition of How Well Do You Know Your Teammate?
What? Can we get an example of that?
Yeah.
All right, way to go.
The spelling counts? Yeah.
Oh, dang. Wait, restaurant or just food?
Bro, you know it, bro.
He's right.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Talk trash all the time.
Yeah, we do.
I got a couple.
You got me, man.
I'm trying I'm gonna take a swing at this one.
I'm gonna take a swing at this too. We don't need no help. You don't need no help. Yeah, we don't need no help. This is a competition.
Yeah.
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 Hey, we both got it right.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see. It's not because of Steph. What? Oh, it's gonna be your dad, ain't it? Yeah. And I've had it my whole life.
Well, I got one wrong. Darn it.
Can we put artists or does that have to be a song?
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah. Anything future, and like for him is anything Kid Cudi. That Pursuit of Happiness, he'll start shuffling, you turn it on.
Yeah.
What you supposed to be?
You like get your feet rubbed.
I do.
Why you put my guts after?
Yeah, bad guts.
Forever.
Some players take pride in their position, some take pride in their number, but for others, that pride comes from their background. Our very own Jordan Bland sits down with defensive end Vili Lavini to learn more about his journey here at OSU.
I'm excited. It's a big day for me and my family to become Oklahoma State Cowboy.
And that's how it all started. One decision, one day, and a name on the dotted line.
That's just the day I always remember because, that play of where I'm at now, it was just huge because I would have never, known the opportunity to come to college for free if it wasn't for football, to have the path of football.
The Hearst LD Bell alum was a tremendous athlete on the line. In his senior season, the defensive end recorded 41 total tackles, 3 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles, causing Vili Lavini to draw some interest from Oklahoma State.
So Utah will start the season 4-0 with wins over Michigan, Utah State, Fresno State, and this impressive performance at Oregon.
And they have tacked on 2 more wins over California and Arizona State since. But why even show Utah highlights?
I remember at that time, I loved it. I was like, yeah, I'm about to be a U boy. I'm about to go to Utah, Salt Lake City, and I thought I really made it. I thought that was what I was going to stick with. When one of my cousins from Trinity, he also played D, and he committed to Utah. And he started recruiting me and trying to get me to do it. And I was with it. I was on board. I was like, yeah, let's go, let's do it. It'd be cool to play with family, and go to college.
But OSU had other thoughts as they pushed even harder after his early verbal commitment, all while pushing for another Polynesian, Ofa Hautau.
To have him come here to commit to, it was kind of big for me because we talked about it. And I remember the day I was about to commit, I was about to switch over committing. Coach Spencer called me and told me Ofa was on board. And that, that did it for me. I was like, let's do it then. I'm ready to come commit to.
And the growth both in number and in culture at OSU have grown immensely. It's the very same culture that Lavini even wears on his body.
These right here, these represent like family, and what really matters to the Tongan culture and family, faith, and whatever you place higher in your life. And it's kind of like similar meanings for a lot of these, just drawn different ways. And, it's just a cool story. He drew on my arm and get to have it forever, really. So I appreciate it now.
In general, the culture is about family, and having that poly-to-poly connection between teammates has become key. The growth of Polynesian culture at Oklahoma State isn't just apparent, it's rampant.
And it's cool because when we first got here, it was just me, Ofa, and Coach Tonga. So, Coach always had that vision. He was like, I'm gonna bring all these polys in. We're gonna get, we're gonna grow. It's gonna be more than just us three. And at the time, it was like, man, I don't believe that. I don't know nobody want to come here. And then, we got to start talking. He's got to recruit in Sione and Junior and then Mote and. They all ended up coming here, and now I can see everything he was talking about. Now we're starting to grow in numbers, and hopefully we continue to grow that Polynesian culture over here, and get bigger and continue to grow. So hopefully that happens. I see it happening right now.
Last year, Lavini officially started his collegiate career with 16 tackles, playing every game last season. This year, Lavini was set to see a tremendous boost in playing time, but it was time he would never see. During summer practice, Lavini would have to hear the words "out for season" after tearing his Achilles.
We were on the last drill. We're doing drills that day, like agility and stuff, and change the direction. I'm on the last drill, and we just started that drill off, and I was going when it was my turn. You had to run around the cone, backpedal, and then plant and sprint forward. So right when I was backpedaling, I planted my foot and then tried to sprint forward, and next thing you know, I'm on the floor. I hear a big pop. And I'm just, at that point, I'm pissed off because I already know, this is something serious.
All in all, Vili is happy with all the decisions he's made up to this point.
I don't ever look back on that signing day and wondering what it would have been like if I'd been in Utah or Utah State or Houston or, other schools. I'm proud of what decision I made. I never look back on it, regardless of me getting hurt right now and all that. It doesn't change my mind about how I feel.
For the Poke Report, I'm Jordan Bland.
Time now for our weekly college football picks. Starting things off this week, the Rambling Wreck of Texas Tech is up in Morgantown to take on West Virginia.
Yes, I think there's definitely going to be some couches burning in Morgantown tonight.
Nice. I like it.
I'm going with the Mountaineers.
I like West Virginia in this one too. Easiest game they've played in conference to this point. Next up, many are calling it the national game of the week. Number 2, LSU hits the road. They're at number 4, Alabama.
Well, I really think that the Tigers are going to be able to stay undefeated, so I'm going with LSU.
I like LSU in this one too. Leonard Fournette is incredible. Wrapping things up, the number 8 TCU Horned Frogs are in Stillwater today to play the number 12 Cowboys.
And this game is definitely going to be the battle of the unbeatens, but I think that OSU is still going to be able to pull out the win and go 9-0 on their season.
I've had this date circled on my calendar since January after seeing everything TCU can do on offense and how drastically their defense has improved from week to week. I have to go with the Horned Frogs on this one.
Oh, you're killing me. You're killing me. But that wraps up this week's edition of the Poke Report. Be sure to check us out every Saturday here and follow us on Twitter at the Poke Report.
But before we go, last Friday, my hometown, Floresville, Texas, was struck by an EF2 tornado. There were no lives lost. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. But the damage, including to my alma mater, Floresville High School, is pretty bad. Before we leave you today, I just want to take a couple seconds to tell all of my friends, all of my family, and all of Floresville, I love you. You're in my thoughts and prayers. On behalf of everyone at the Poke Report, I'm Curtis Quillen.
And I'm Amelia Henderson. And as always, go Pokes. Thank you for watching.
Countdown to kickoff is next. Playing tennis.
Hit the club. Hit the club.
I think I could just use that.
Hit. I'm going to be dancing like a white girl.
You used to call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need